Okay, so I've no words for you, but so I put this on.
Good morning.
Good morning. I put a fresh sweater on. I'm already toasty though because it's actually nice temperature in here. So I'll try to wear. I want to show off the winter wears that we have in the shop, but this may not stay on the whole time. Hi, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The Adventures of Liz and Rebecca.
I'm swirling already.
What?
I had to get that off the fire so I wouldn't forget about it. Oh yeah, I'm toasty actually.
Yeah,
it's probably because my hair's down too.
Yeah, that.
I was letting my hair dry on the way in. It'll, and y'all haven't seen how long it is and how curly it is.
It is like, super long and curly.
And it might have been a good hair day on the way in. I mean, I feel like I could also play the witch from like some swampy thing too. You've got your witchy hair though, and you look witchier than me. And you've got like, oh, and we haven't done introductions yet. But when she does do her introduction, you should show off your dress. But hi, I'm Witchy Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in gloomy, overcast, but at least we didn't get Ian, Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
Yeah. Do you mind showing off your really, really cute fabric on your dress? Which is under, but it's like, yeah, that's like it's the all trees like or spider webs or not trees. Spider webs, but
not spider webs.
Sorry. As soon as I said that, I went, oops, retraction. Trees. It's really cute. It's very Halloweeny.
It is.
It's October, so I guess Halloween. Is it going to be a month of Halloweeny dresses? Maybe?
Ish. I don't have a whole month, but
because that also makes me think of.
I have zombie dresses and stuff too. So.
That also makes me think of weenie dogs dressed up for Halloween, which we won't have here.
And just for you, I did a rogue streak.
You have a rogue streak like mine. I've got a rogue streak right there.
And if we stand like this, our rogue streaks are on the same side. Or
yeah, that's cute. Yay! No, this is my hair wasn't totally dry on the drive-in. It's going up before I put this on to start the work day. I have a scrunchie. I can't believe scrunchies are back. As a child of the 80s, I cannot believe scrunchies are back, but I have one. And I also have what is affectionately referred to as a hair tie these days, the elastic. I have options. So this will be going up later. That could be why I'm having trouble self-regulating my temperature though.
Yeah, hair is, yeah.
I'm kind of hot. Yeah. But this is the Vintersol though. This is a very beautiful sweater by Jennifer Steingass. I feel like it's oversized. I mean, this part feels good on me because this part of me is oversized. The sleeves feel a little bulky, chunky. The neckline, a lot of her sweaters have very open necklines. And at first I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that. But I just embraced that my, because I always have a t-shirt on pretty much. I just embraced that my t-shirt is going to show. And I live with that.
Yeah.
I didn't used to be okay with that. And now I don't have enough energy to really have to care anymore. So, well, thank you. Yes. And when see if I put this, because that's a different, my necklace has a different line than everything else, but it kind of like, has some symmetry to it. So it doesn't freak me out as much, then I can just do this and cover it up and look like Cousin It. No. I'm still adjusting to this long hair thing because I don't have it down that often.
Yeah.
When I sit on the couch with my hair down, cat steps on it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of painful. And then the cat is totally befuddled because he doesn't think he's causing me pain. So why am I yelling? And then he's upset at me and it's a thing. Issues. So anyway, the better thing for this is to tuck it behind my ears. But then okay. I'll stop obsessing for the moment about my hair. Because y'all know I obsess about my hair. I'll try not to. I'll focus on some other stuff. So allergy season's in full swing. If I cough or just snuffle or anything, it's in my sinuses. It has been for a while. And when Ian almost hit, the barometric pressure was so off the charts. Oh, it was very painful. But we both tested negative this morning for COVID because we just to be on the safe side.
you know, since everybody's like, oh, it's allergies, we were like, it's allergies.
We don't believe other
We
people
should
when
take
they
a
say
test.
it, so we should take a test. And we were both getting congested, so we were like, yeah, it's allergies.
It's allergies
or something, but it's not COVID. And since we wear masks in the shop anyway, if it's something other than COVID, hopefully we're still not breathing on our customers. So, you know, anyway, did I go off on a tangent? Yes, I did.
What? Squirrels?
What?
People come in all the time and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm squirreling. And it's like, it's okay. My boss squirrels all the time. I'm kind of used to it.
You are one of us. I had all these plans this weekend. I mean, half of which didn't happen because I didn't bring stuff home like this guy. I had plans to block things just like last weekend. I had plans to film and do so many things, and with all of this sinusy whatever, no, just no. Just I tried to give myself as much as of a mini break, which y'all know is not really a mini break, as I could. I did not film a tips and tricks this weekend. I just eked out the newsletter with bare bones, not, you know, only just taking out things that had already passed and putting in stuff I'd worked on this weekend or this past week. That was it. Whew. I'll tell you, I'm winded.
I frittered away the weekend and got my hair done. But
I was
there
gonna say
frittering.
frittering away the weekend, but you have brand new hair that you basically created all this past week and put in. Like, that's so much more energy than I put out this weekend. Are you kidding?
There was a lot of frittering still.
So we should talk about any progress we want to share. That's our Tuesday routine. I have plenty of things I made little bits of progress on. Or bigger bits if it's bigger yarn. I mean, I do have progress to show because when I was feeling bleh, other than being in bed, I was knitting and crocheting. However, I always like to start with you so that we don't get too carried away with me. And I got in here late today, so we only have about 20 minutes left. Anyway, heads up. Okay, so what have you been working on this?
Did my hair. Lots of purples and greens and grays.
It's really, it's fun. It's like witchy thistly.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, thistles. Wait, it's supposed to be witchy, but you know, anyway. And then this past week, my sleeves got longer.
You got a thing hanging off the label. Something. Anyway,
so
that was more than Tweety.
my sleeves,
Her thievy sleeves.
my thievy sleeves.
They're open enough. You could shove things in them and run.
Yeah. They come to right about here. So I need some more
Your sweary sleeves.
My sweary sleeves.
You've made fantastic. And are you doing those 2 at a time?
I
on single needles?
Yeah.
Yes. So they're both going. Explain. Sorry.
I do the Morse code and then 2 rounds of stockinette. And then I go to the other one and do the Morse code and 2 rounds of stockinette.
And you're on 16-inch needles?
16-inch needles.
Because she's got nice wide sleeves. Not all sleeves can fit on 16-inch needles, but
I tried them on, and I'm not doing any decreases either, because that would anyway, they're just straight. I don't like decrease. Anyway. So I tried it on Saturday, and it looks very like a Spencer, the Regency Spencer. So a very nice tight fitting. And
it's the body of her sweater looks really pretty and has much of a, not quite this as scoopy of a neckline as your black outer layer, but the same line, just in a little tighter. It's very, very cute. Very cute.
So
you will all see it eventually.
The debate is, do I put a collar on it? Because I actually kind of like how it sits without the collar.
It looks finished.
Yeah.
Without the collar. Like a lot of top down sweaters, you go back and pick up stitches and put a collar on. And some of the time that's because it's open and jagged looking from the different, ways that you do the edge of the top edge of your sweater. And so it's to cover up the muckety muck. But if you don't have muckety muck and it looks nice on,
I might go and just crochet a slip stitch just to keep it all tight.
Okay.
Because I don't want it stretching out over time.
Yeah. That's another reason to put a collar on.
I might just do a slip stitch,
or you could
crochet
do it backwards. That would give little bumps though. like the back, like the crab stitch almost.
Yeah.
It's not a slip stitch, but you know.
Anyway, so there's thoughts on that. And the length of it, I only need to maybe put just a couple rows on and I'm done with the length of it. So
Is the bottom of it, is the bottom of it also on like a stitch holder? Like it's not bound off yet?
no, because I ran out of yarn and went and did the sleeves.
Okay.
So I will probably,
That's right. We were talking about just putting a little edge on the bottom.
yeah. It's all gonna be garter. I don't even think I'm gonna change that. It's just gonna,
I was like, at most, if you wanted it different, you could do like a moss stitch or something, but I wouldn't change to ribbing or anything.
No. I was gonna do some Morse code down at the bottom too, but that requires purling back across or something.
Planning
So
and
yeah,
stuff. And...
yeah, no. It's just-
All right.
So that's.
Did you make any progress on your shawl?
I did one row while we were sitting here setting up for filming.
Okay.
So yeah,
Never
no.
mind. All right, let's see in what order I want to talk about all the crazy stuff I at least touched this weekend. So, it took me until yesterday evening basically to get back to my Rebel Squirrels cowl, because this is the October, like, yay, it's October. This is the October knit along. And I looked back on Instagram, I hadn't done a morning meditation on it and hadn't really made much progress on it since like the middle of August, because all these other things were happening and all these other knit and crochet alongs. So I got at least one more squirrel in and row of squirrels, and my tension, I started going super loose, maybe even too loose, but my Rebel Squirrels cowl is getting longer. I'm about to start the 14th set of squirrels, and I'm making the larger cowl, which has 20. So I'm well over halfway, which is awesome. We were going to do a class on this on last Saturday, October 1st and the 15th. And we were getting ready for Ian, and Ian was barreling down, and all the rain it picked up in the Atlantic was going to get dumped on Western North Carolina. So we rescheduled to have the first session of this on October 15th, and the second session, I don't know right now when. And then Ian took a hard right and went north, and we got a little bit of wind and an even teensier bit of rain, and we're really spared, which is great. And we're thinking about all of our audience and knitters, and shout out to those who have let us know they're okay, and those who have let us know that their house is flooded, but they're at least they are okay physically. We're thinking about all of you, all in Florida and in South Carolina and in the middle and east of North Carolina. And we were incredibly lucky, and we're counting our blessings and wish we could help people who were not as lucky. Know that we are thinking of you, definitely. Yeah. So long story long, on the end of that, if anyone is local and wants to learn color work, we are doing the first session now on October 15th, and there's still room in this class. And I find once I get going, it goes pretty quickly. It is written for, I have not put, holy squirreling here. Speaking of squirrel, should wear this every day. I have not put kits together for this. If you'd like suggestions for colors, let us know. I don't know what I'm going to have the energy for. I'm realizing I can't be all things to all people, and
You're not yarn.
I'm not yarn, because yarn, like Liz sent me the meme, you can't make everybody happy, you're not yarn. I want to be the but I would like to help people one by one if I can. If I can make some kits up, I will, but it's
Also, it's two colors.
Two colors, contrast, yay. If you want suggestions, if you want assistance, we are happy to help you out via email or phone, or whatever way we can. Or if you pick out some colors from the website and you're like, do these look good together, we'll take a picture for you, no problem. Happy to do that. One skein of each should be plenty. I am getting smaller, like this guy's smaller than this guy, but I still have plenty of him left. So you could totally do this. This is with fingering weight. You could totally do this with a thicker yarn if fingering weight is too teeny tiny for you. It's multiples of 10. Like the squirrel pattern takes up 10 stitches. So we could modify the pattern. I say I could give you some advice. I'm not going to rewrite the pattern for you. If you want to get the pattern and we could talk about options, if you wanted to do it with a thicker yarn, that could be really cool. I'm not going to make kits for thicker yarn though, because that has the assumption that I've reworked the pattern for you, and I haven't. But we could talk options of what might work. It's really cool because you're knitting a tube, and then you're sewing the ends together when it's done. So there's no purling involved in this, which is really fun, I think. I mean, I will throw in a good purl on a project if I need to, but it's all knit. It's just changing colors. So that's yay October. I hope to keep you updated and finish that during this month, hopefully before the class. I don't know, maybe making another, I'm not sure. Maybe I could try making a thicker one and see how it goes. So I could say buy the pattern and then there are these modifications. I don't know. I don't want to make promises I can't keep, right?
Let's plan on she's not going to do that. And if she does that, then it'll be awesome. But let's plan on,
so many unfinished projects all around me, Okay, so speaking of that, I do have one finished project if I can find it. Fully finished. Well, I didn't block it, but and look at these. We have these reusable shopping bags. Oh my gosh, I can fit even more in them than I can fit in our shop bags. Like,
and they hold up to 50 pounds.
And yarn's light, so can you imagine if you could really shove it in there, how many projects you could fit in? Okay, so this is my Nautilo using the Sesame, and I sewed up the back. I went ahead and just sewed up the back and didn't even bother blocking it. I'm sure I could have.
Ooh, and I don't think you need to.
I don't think
I really
need to.
don't.
It falls nicely. She doesn't want you stretching it when you block it. The one thing I will say about Sesame, so I'm folding down the upper collar inwards. You could do it outwards too. The one thing I'll say about the Sesame is it's really floppy when you do this. Like, some of her pictures are meant to have the collar part like stand up a little bit more firmly, but floppy means softer. So this is the bigger size. The smaller size has, I think, one fewer wedge of these little wedges. And I think it's super cute. It's like, it doesn't have to be like, I'm going to put it over all of the girls like this. It can totally hang in the center and do its own little floppy thing. 2 skeins of Sesame, 2 skeins of any worsted weight yarn. Somewhere in my bag, I could, if I can get to it with all the other things I might show off today, because we're down to like 10 minutes. The timer's on. Somewhere in this bag, I have, there we go. This is how much I had left over of my second skein. And I'm going to move that over there so you can see it again. So if you do the smaller size, you still probably need 2, but 2's not bad.
No.
So,
and now we know it looks good in a solid and it looks good in a multicolored.
Yes.
The changey.
The changey will be fun. I have a solid one over there. We'll see maybe on Thursday if I show off both, but I'm on the clock right now. So, another thing that I worked on, because it spilled out of the bag, the Lana's Quick that Liz is doing her triangle shawl and I'm doing my triangle shawl. It's bunched up because it's on the needles right now, but I made some progress on this. I just started like 2 or 3 rows ago. I started my 3rd skein of Lana's Quick. I am, if I stretch this out, you can see half of it. I am up to like 160 stitches, maybe 61. I'm about 20 stitches away from, give or take, from where I would add the stripes if I make the smallest size. And considering how many things I'm hoping to accomplish, I should make the smallest size. 20 more stitches is 10 more rows because you're adding 4 stitches every 2 rows. So
No.
pretty, huh?
Oh, every 2 rows? Yeah. Never mind.
So it's going to take 5 more increases. It's math, people. It sucks sometimes, but it has to be done. It's going to take 5 more increases to get me to the smallest size, which is 2 rows for each increase. Like there's an increase row and a set row. So I'm only on my 3rd skein, but here is, so here I'm right underneath where my 3rd skein started. Here's where my 2nd skein started. So like this edge is how far I got with my 2nd skein. This edge is how far I got with my 1st skein, because you start really small and you increase. So it's going to be exponentially getting through fewer rows per skein. So it might be like, oh, you don't need 6 skeins of this yarn if you're already on your 3rd, but I can tell you, like, this is going to get me half the edge that the last skein probably got me. So that's when it starts to add up, and you do need probably as much yarn as she said. So this stuff is 15% off until we film tomorrow. So today, Lana's Quick, 15% off. I've taken to balling it up while watching TV with it draped over my knees, because it's only like 100 yards and it gets a little tangled towards the end. But that's why it's like this and not in a cake. This guy I also made progress on. This is, I'm overheated already. Okay. This was fun. I have made it through 6 skeins of the Ultra Alpaca Chunky for this shawl. I'm still not done yet. I was factoring it's going to take me like 10 skeins of this yarn. Is a little bulkier than what is supposed to be used for this shawl, but a lot of the yarn we have is a little thinner than what's supposed to be used for this. It's like one side or the other. This is crochet. This is the Hands in My Pockets shawl. And I am, what did I text you last night? Like
24,
26. I think I'm like 26. I think I'm 26 because I think I have less than 15, but still 15 rows to go. Like it's got the ribbing edge, and then there's 40 rows of this texture in the middle. I thought it was gonna be not long enough. Your name tag's on the ground, by the way.
Oh.
But it's stretched out as I'm like, my hands are right towards the end there. Like if I put pockets right here, I think this is going to be really nice. And let's see. Woo. That is just over
just over halfway.
A little bit more than halfway for what the entire, so it's going to be super comfy and big. Now, if you're using a thinner yarn, it may not come out quite as big and chunky and heavy as this. It also might not need a full 10 skeins though. So I think even though I've done 6 skeins and I'm well over halfway, but only just maybe. Let's not be. I think it is probably gonna take the full 10 skeins. But it's gonna be so warm and cozy and wonderful. If you want to make this shawl class is this Saturday. I still have a couple spots open. And if you want to make it out of, like, we can discuss options and budget friendly options or budget buster options for making this. Either way, it's going to take a butt ton of yarn, but it's going to be so wonderful.
It's the equivalent of doing a small Afghan with pockets.
Yeah, basically. So crochet eats up more yarn than knitting, is just part of it. So the stitches are thicker, which means this is going to be warmer and more wonderful when it is done. But it's going to take a lot of yarn.
I think that for cost effective, it would also look good in the major.
Yes, I think in
which
the major,
is color changing,
it's a waving color changing, but it's 100% acrylic. And if we need 1,500, we might need 5 skeins of it. And if we didn't have that, we could order rather than 10 skeins of the other stuff.
Yeah.
I also think it would look great in any worsted weight yarn we have. It just won't be quite as thick and chunky.
Yeah.
But it'll be lovely. So I did a little bit of progress. I think this might be my last thing, if memory serves, to show off, and we can talk schedule and say goodbye. The shawl that is going to have all the leaves on it from the Pom Pom magazine that just came out. I'm hearing noises. Oh, it's the puppy. Got a puppy across the way. It's the puppy. I have finished 2 repeats of the leaves. See, we had the first repeat, there's 1 leaf. The second repeat, there's 2 leaves. The next repeat, there will be 3. This is with the Saxony. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so warm and lovely and squishy.
Oh my gosh.
This is lovely and warm and squishy and soft, but then you feel this and you're like, Still have this much of my first 50-gram skein, but this will start to get eaten up a lot faster as we go too. So many fun things. It's hard to work on them and touch them all, but I actually have made progress on a fair amount of them this week.
You did.
This should be my next thing since it's Saturday's class. I would really like to be able to tell people at Saturday's class just how much yarn it needed, which means I have to be working my butt off on that when I have time today. So, I added like 2 skeins worth of yarn this weekend though. So, that's the thing. We do have virtual sit and stitch tonight from 7 to 9 p.m. on Zoom. And you can get in there once you get into Zoom with the shop phone number.
828-877-3550.
And I might have the link in the descriptions that I put on the YouTube stuff, or there should be a clickable link off of our newsletter and on some of our posts on Facebook. So
Friday night, we had between 18 and 20.
We had a lot of people on Friday night. It was fun. People came and went as they needed to. It was a good crowd. So come join, even if you're just gonna hang in the background. You don't have to be asking knitting questions or showing off knitting or we're just hanging and we're talking about random stuff and we're trying to be as respectful as we can to each other. It's just community time. It really is. So even if you don't have a project going, if you want to just chill with us, that's awesome. We've had people who have us on in the background as they're driving home from work. Please don't try to watch us as you're driving home from work, but you don't have to be knitting or crocheting to be on with us. Tomorrow we will be advertising something else that we're putting on sale for a week. I realized I hadn't even changed the sign by the door. It still says 2 weeks ago thing, but no one pays attention. So it'll probably be another one of our new yarns. It's Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo. We have a smaller number of new yarns to show off to you and get up on the website, but we still have plenty. So it'll still be a surprise. And then Dear Becky and Lizzie on Thursday, and we have some questions we haven't gotten to yet.
We have another question that came in.
But you can still add questions to the bottom of the queue.
Yep.
So you could, at this point, I would just email
Liz@sundragonartandfiber.com.
We are here Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5. We ask people to wear a mask to come in, and we have them at the door if you don't have one in your pocket. And yeah, here we go. Yay, another week.
It's Tuesday.
Woo-hoo! Okay, I gotta finish my coffee and we gotta open up. Bye.